have been struggling on how to say this, and I made a video earlier, I took it down, but y'all are focusing on the wrong people. Y'all are focusing on why don't black people care what Trump is doing. We do. But we're focusing on us and ourselves to survive through this. What y'all need to be focused on instead of, well, why aren't black people actively protesting and doing all the things that they usually do? One, because we told you we're not going to do that anymore. Okay, we told you. Y'all didn't listen. Two, because we can't help you as much as the people you need to help you. Okay? You need white people. You're focusing on black people, you need to focus on white people. You need to get their attention, their compassion, their empathy, their social and political power. You're focused on the wrong people. You're focused on the wrong demographic. Black people don't make up the vast majority of this country. We don't make up the vast majority of politicians. We are not in the White House. I'm telling you, you need to focus on white people and getting them to actively care and campaign and protest in your name, in your favor, and leave black people alone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Noble. Today I want to talk about something very serious and uncomfortable. Black Americans are being pushed again to the front of a fight that's not protecting them. Now, many Black Americans are stepping back from protesting eyes red. And instead of listening to why, people are angry at them. But the truth is simple. Black Americans are tired of being everyone's savior while being nobody's priority. I'm not Black American, I'm African. I'm speaking today out of love, respect, and solidarity with Black Americans because their pain is real and their history is ignored too often. For decades, Black Americans have been on the front line of every justice move. Civil rights, labor rights, anti-war protests, immigrant rights, police brutality protests. Every time there is danger, chaos, or confrontation, people expect black bodies to stand in front, to be the shade, to take the heat, to spill the blood, and then what happens? When black people protest, they are called violent. When black people fight back, they are civilized. When black people get hurt or killed, everyone gets quiet. Now some people are saying, why aren't Black Americans protecting eyes red? But where was that same energy when black families were being destroyed, black communities were flooded with police and prisons? Black Americans were begging for protection and dignity. Nobody cared then. So now Black Americans are saying enough. Many of them feel like people only want them outside when things get dangerous. They feel used, they feel set up. There is a deep fear if black people go out and fight this fight. Black blood will be spilled, cameras will catch the chaos, and then fingers will point at black communities again. History has shown them this pattern again and again. And let's be honest, some of the same people asking for black support today openly disrespect black people, dismiss anti-black racism, or stay silent when black people are harmed. That hurts. Justice cannot be selective, and no group should be accepted to sacrifice itself for people who refuse to protect them in return. From an African perspective, I see this clearly. Black Americans have given more than they have received. They are allowed to rest. They are allowed to say no. They are allowed to protest themselves. That does not mean they support oppression. It means they are done being exploited by it.
You know why you're not seeing a lot of black people out there protesting against ICE? You know why you're seeing predominantly white people only at these events? It's because back in 2020, the Democrats utilized the black demographic to go out and riot and act a fool. And they said, oh, if you just elect us, we'll give you reparations and we'll force the police to wear body cameras and all these wonderful, amazing things, right? So black people showed up like we are known to do, and we voted up and down for one side of the aisle. And what did we get for it? Nothing as usual, because many of us never learn. But now, here in 2026, we're seeing individuals who were slavishly devoted to the Democrat Party. Now they're seeing the Democrats over their entire 4 years in office under Joe Biden. They went out of their way to ingratiate themselves to illegal immigrants. And they sometimes prioritized illegal immigrants, even in black communities, ahead of black American citizens. And black people are sitting there saying, wait, you said you were going to give us reparations, you're going to give us X, Y, and Z. and we got nothing for it. So the silver lining is a lot of people are waking up and realizing the Democrats are only courting their next prospective voting bloc. They want to exploit illegal immigrants for an entire generation, much like they've exploited the black community for the previous several generations. And they're daring you to call them out on that and see it for what it is. So if you're wondering why you only see predominantly white liberals out here acting a fool, rioting and protesting against ICE, it's because ICE is threatening their ability to cater to that next demographic that they desperately want to lock in for an entire generation. And that's just the God's honest.
And he's absolutely correct. And I don't know why black people haven't figured out the finesse after all of this time. After all of this time, really, the question is how much longer and how many more generations are going to get finessed. That's why I say that y'all be on a Democratic plantation, because now they don't have to do anything for your vote. They don't. When I don't even remember, what was it, 92% of black women and 78% of black men actually voted for Kamala Harris and a Democrats' down ticket party vote in its last election. They don't have to do anything else for your vote. The only thing that Democrats do is they look to fill the well. They look to go and find the next group of people that they can use and ingratiate themselves over to so that they'll vote a certain way. They don't have to offer you anything. They don't have to do anything, but they'll use you as the poster child because they know that you're going. There's nobody going more than black liberal people, or black people in general that overwhelmingly vote Democrat. And that's why it's almost like, man, what are you doing? It's so crazy. If a white person say that they're conservative or a white person say that they're liberal, nobody is surprised. If a black person says that he's conservative and he votes Republican, it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know we don't do that. And it's because there's an expectation, regardless of what you do, what your circumstances is, how much money you make, what your background information is, where you grew up, or whatever. There's an expectation for you as a black person because they already know they got you by the horns. They already know that they got you hooked, so they don't have to offer you anything. They don't have to do anything to you. Even when they made fake promises, again, for the next time, they did it during the Obama administration, and then they did it during the Biden administration, and Biden said, well, you don't vote for me, then you must not be black. And everybody still voted for him no matter what. And they said that he had the record amount of votes, which I don't believe that, but economy was booming under Trump. Everything was moving. Black people had the biggest growth rate of income at any point during my lifetime, and all of this stuff. And then
See, it's stuff like this is the reason why my people ain't marching for y'all. Listen closely.
Over equality.
Wait your turn. And to those young raza or raza who want to believe that, you better turn your TV, brother. You better turn your radio, man.
What do you think about these Black Lives Matter that they want to be paid for being, slaves and all that?
Reparation.
Are you talking about well, I heard they passed in North Carolina. But it was It was a small little town in North Carolina that passed reparations for whoever's over there. I'm sure they'll try to do something out here in California. I think they already actually got a little board going that they're going to start looking into it.
That's when we, the raza, need to step up, protest, and I'm talking major, and turn around and tell them, no, nobody get reparations until the Native Americans and the Mexicans get ours first.
Listen, brother,
We've been going through this crap a lot longer, so I don't want to hear it. Because it's not fair, dog. How are you going to give a bunch of money to a specific group? This is the United States, a melting pot. How are you going to give it to a specific group?
Because right now they've got the white people with so much guilt. It was your parents.
The reason why you're not seeing so many black people at these protests is because that's what Donald Trump wants. Okay? Donald Trump wants us to be the front line, to be beaten on, and things of that nature. And the fact that you guys have not acknowledged that, you're looking behind for black people, and you've never sat down and said, well, why aren't black people jumping to the front line during these protests? I made a video after Kamala Harris lost that illustrated that black people are tired. We are tired. We're exhausted. And so we decided to take a different approach. We decided to not be the front lines. We decided to be the ones at home. We decided to be the voices, things of that nature. Organize also amongst ourselves and get ourselves together, because clearly people did not vote with us. Now you're seeing the effects of that. The reason why you're able to notice things within the Trump administration is because they can't center black people as the problem. That's what it is. They can't centralize black people as the issue. And they've been trying. They've been trying every which way to get us out there to protest, and we have not budged. Of course, we're against these illegal deportations. We were the ones who told y'all this was going to happen. A black woman running for president told you that this was going to happen. And a lot of you guys said, fuck it. Mind that the reason why black people have taken a step back collectively is because of what we've seen over the past couple of years. And you guys didn't learn your lesson until you had to deal with it yourselves. This is white people. This is Hispanic people. This is Asian people. Now everybody's sick. We told you.
Black people, good morning. On the topic of the ICE protests going on in LA, now nationwide, yesterday I said black people should stay out of it. Sit this one out. I maintained that, but I didn't say why. A lot of people are being petty when they say that, but I'm not. I really mean that. Not because their fight isn't our fight. No. Because ultimately, constitutional rights are being infringed upon. And Hispanic people make up 20% of the country. They are the most populous minority group. Again, not being paid towards them in what I said, we've already had this fight. Because black people, remember, the United States as we know it was not always united. We had Union states and Confederate states. So people who were escaping slavery, as we all know, could be captured and killed, lynched, whatever, or sent back to their plantation right up underneath their master. As per the Fugitive Slave Act of 1793 and 1850, which eventually was repealed in 1864. That Fugitive Slave Act is the outline of the ICE as an organization. It's literally the outline. Black people, we've done this already. Our time with that then came and went. That's already part of our story and our history. Hispanic people have an opportunity because, in truth, those who are eligible to vote, half of them voted for Kamala, the other half voted for Trump. Hispanic people have anti-blackness, nationalism, and otherism within their own communities that needs to be addressed in their own communities. Because in the last video that I posted, I gave figures. The black people who were eligible to vote overwhelmingly voted for Kamala. The Hispanic people who were eligible to vote, again, it was split. Half voted for Kamala, the other half voted for Trump. Black people, we understand that the promise of privilege should not come before civil rights. Because again, like I said, as per things like the Fugitive Slave Act, we understand the history and how this country operates. And I'm not saying that Hispanic people don't, but the context that they exist in within this country is very different than ours. And those differences overlap into things like white supremacy. That, again, I reiterate, they need to address as a community so they can grow and evolve. So things like this that directly affect them don't happen again. But that can't be done with the use of black bodies in their protests, because this is their time. This is part of their story. It's a great time and a beautiful story to have. That's why I'm saying we need to stay out of it. Just providing context. Y'all have a good day.
The truth is, I'm seeing a lot of black people stand up and speak out about Renee Good and telling people she should have just got out the car, right? That's what they tell black people when they have altercations with the police. White liberals don't have privilege. And so I've been keep telling all these black liberals who want to interject themselves into, like, I'm going to talk about another video, how Black Lives Matter is at the Renee Good protest. Like, why is that a black issue? Now, I'm not saying black people shouldn't care, that this death should not be for the whole country, even though she was not a victim. But it's a sad situation that our country's at this place. But this is not black people's fight. Illegal immigration hurts black people more than it hurts white people, more than it hurts anybody else. Just like, and we see that for where we see that in Chicago. What happened in Chicago is a prime example of why black people should sit this one out when it comes to this fight against ICE, because when illegals come into this country, they're taking blue collar jobs. Who works blue collar jobs? A lot of black men are working these trucking jobs, are working these cooking jobs, are working these jobs that they're giving illegal immigrants, right? The Section 8 housing in New York, there were like 100,000 illegal immigrants on Section 8 housing, or some crazy number like that, right? Those houses could be going to black people. Who is more on Section 8 housing? Black people. So they're taking resources from the black community. That's what the issue in Chicago was. That's why Chicago shifted more red, right? And that's why you have so many black Democrats. There used to be Democrats, now Republicans in Chicago, because this fight is not our fight. Do you not understand that the Democrats are trying to replace the black vote with illegal immigrants? Because they see that more and more, Nicki Minaj, more and more black people are waking up. Trump got 20% in some states, 30% of black men. That scares them. So they have to create a new voting population, right? So you're literally fighting against your own interests, and that's what black people keep doing with our pastors that are supporting this. Is we are literally fighting against our own extinction, our own interests. When you are black, I'm a black conservative, but you black liberals are fighting against your own entrance. It makes no sense to me. So this Renee Good thing, we should have sympathy, but black people should sit this one out. They should be on the side of ICE.
This conversation is not about hate. It's about bodiness, it's about truth, and it's about respect. Black people are not anyone's tools. They are not disposal shade. They are not responsible for saving everyone's life while being abandoned themselves. If people truly want solidarity, it must include fighting anti-black racism, loudly protesting black rights constantly, and respecting when black could say we are tired. As an African, I stand with black Americans in this moment, not to speak over them, but to say this. Black people do not owe the world their suffering. If you found this video meaningful, share it, like it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.